My plate, my family. How much food and physical activity?
This session is intended to help busy parents and caregivers offer appropriate meals and snacks for everyone in their family and encourage physical activity each day.
Participants will discuss ways to plan and prepare meals that provide the kinds and amounts of foods recommended for adults and children.
Participants will become familiar with how to measure and visualize appropriate amounts of foods using measuring cups and images.
We will be using 3 handouts to help achieve these actions. Find and make healthy foods in a snap. Watch your fats, sugar and sodium. And food and physical activity checklist. To view or print these handouts, follow the links in the comment section.
A key message for this lesson. Knowing the amount of food to eat from each food group can help you eat enough, but not too much. Our goal is to encourage participants to commit to one of the discussed strategies to get the right amount of foods from all 5 food groups.
Another key message for this session is making food at home can help you control the amount of money you spend on food and what you eat. Our goal is for participants to identify ways to plan and prepare healthy meals.
Our last goal for this session is to encourage participants to commit to one of the discussed strategies to help family members be physically active during the week.
This institution is an equal opportunity provider. This material was funded by the USDA Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program through the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services. Thank you for watching. Please join us for the full discussion in the coming days.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the CEO Nutrition Education channel. Thank you all so much for joining us today as we begin our lesson on how much food and physical activity. Our video today is just a brief welcome and introduction for this next lesson. Before we begin, I would like to mention that there are several handouts we will be using throughout the lesson. You can find each of these handouts in the description of this video. The handouts include Find and make healthy foods in a snap, Watch your fats, sugar, and sodium, and the food and physical activity checklist. Feel free to pause the video now to download a copy of each handout. As you tune into our videos each day, be sure to have your handouts or a notebook and a pen or pencil handy so that you can take notes to refer back to later. What do you enjoy about feeding your family? Take a minute to think about this and write your answer down on a piece of paper, or feel free to share with the group in the comment section below. In my home, I'm typically the one who prepares the meals. I enjoy sharing those meals with my family to provide nourishment. I also enjoy trying new recipes and getting positive feedback from my family on how much they enjoy the meals. Lastly, I particularly enjoy getting to sit down and eat dinner with my family, where we can take time to talk about our day and bond over the food. These are just a few of the things I like about feeding my family. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for watching our welcome and introduction video today. Stay tuned over the next few weeks for pieces of the lesson, How Much Food and Physical Activity. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this video, or about the lesson to come, feel free to reach out to one of our nutrition educators directly.
Welcome back, everyone. My name's Carly, and I'm an adult nutrition educator with the Commission on Economic Opportunity. Today, we will discuss the right amounts and kinds of foods you and your family need each day to be healthy, tips to help you prepare healthy meals with foods from each food group for everyone in your home, the connection between how much you eat and physical activity. Let's get started. Ask yourself, what can we do to eat the right amounts and types of food? Everyone needs to eat the right amount of food to maintain a healthy weight. For example, children need the right amount for growth, and adults to prevent heart disease and diabetes. The more we move our bodies, the more likely we are to stay at a healthy weight. Being physically active helps burn off some of the calories we eat. Based on a 2,000 calorie daily food plan, MyPlate recommends eating 2.5 cups of vegetables per day, 2 cups of fruit, 6 ounces of grains, 3 cups of dairy, and 5.5 ounces of protein sources each day. Let's take a look at an example. This plate contains 1 serving of fruit, 1 serving of vegetables, a protein source, whole grains, and a serving of dairy. The amount of food your family eats is important. Adults and kids who are not very physically active will need less food. Younger kids, 2 to 8 years, may also need a little less food, while growing teenagers may need more food. Practice measuring food using the measuring cups and spoons. Over time, you will recognize what 1 cup or a half cup looks like on plates and glasses that you use at home. How do you choose foods for you and your family? Taking a few minutes to plan meals that you and your family will enjoy can help you save time and money. Prepare a shopping list so that you know what you need at the grocery store. Plan your weekly meals based on the foods you include on your list, and focus on buying healthy choices from each food group. Make meals at home so that you can control what is in your food. Look for recipes that have fewer ingredients and list nutrition information. Use the nutrition facts label on foods or nutrition information on recipes to find choices that are low in calories, saturated fat, sugar, and sodium. How do you and your family stay physically active? Kids 6 years and older need at least 60 minutes of physical activity every day. Encourage your kids to participate in sports, outdoor activities, and games with friends, such as tag. Look for ways that you can move with them, such as a walk, dancing, or yard work. Young children between 2 and 5 years old should play actively throughout the day. Playtime helps young children grow and develop. Adults need at least 2.5 hours of moderate intensity physical activity per week. If you are not used to being active, start slow and gradually increase time and intensity as you get stronger. Find ways to be active with your family throughout the day. What is your favorite way to be physically active with your family? Please leave us a comment in the comment section below. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.
Hi everyone, welcome to My Plate for Family, How Much Food and Physical Activity. I'm nutrition educator Maya, and today I will be discussing portion sizes and why they are important. I have a fun activity planned for today's video, so please stay tuned. Portions are important for a few reasons. If weight management is a concern, knowing your portions can help better track the food you are eating each day. If you are a diabetic or simply someone that needs to monitor your blood sugar or have better control, it is best to also figure out your portions and make sure you are measuring. Finally, it is also important to make sure that you are eating all 5 food groups each day and hitting the correct amounts for each food group. For this activity, you will need a cup, a bowl, and a large spoon from your kitchen. You may follow along with the activity or simply watch as I measure foods out. So let's go ahead and get started. Starting off with activity 1, you'll need a bowl, any kind of cereal you have at home, and a dry measure cup. Hi everyone. The first item I'm going to measure is going to be cereal. Typically, cereal serving size is anywhere from 3/4 cup to 1 cup. So what I'm going to do is take some cereal, put it into my bowl, and then later measure it and see if I could eyeball what a cup was or if I was off. So let me grab my cup. I have my cup measure. I'm going to keep that on the side. And then I just have like a corn cereal. All right, I think maybe about that much. It's a little less than half. So that's just what, in my head, I think a cup is. And if you are following along, please go ahead and do the same. Now I'm going to take my cup and see how I measured up. Okay. I'm a little over. If it was a cup, it would just be completely level. So I didn't do too bad. There. Really wasn't that bad. How did you guys do? Our second activity, you'll need a cup from your kitchen, water or 100% juice, and a wet measure cup. For my next measure activity, I am going to be measuring fluid. So I have 2 different types of cups here. These are the 2 cups I have at my house, and I'm going to put water into both of them and see how I measure up with what I think 8 ounces or a cup is. So I do have my cup measure here, and I'm using water, but this would be more getting to know what kind of juice you're drinking and just making sure you're measuring something like that more accurately. So I'll start with the smaller cup and what I think 8 ounces would be. Okay. So we're about a little more than half, a little less than 3/4. So let's see how I did. Ooh, okay. Not too bad. So I'm not sure if you can see, but the 1 cup measure is actually right here. You did pretty well. I'll pour that back. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the same with the larger cup. But it does show that even the smaller glass, you fill it up all the way, it's gonna be more than 8 ounces. so here's my larger glass, and I'll do the same. I feel like this one's a little more narrow, so let's see how I did. Oh wow, again, I'm pretty on. But again, if I pour this back, you'll see about 8 ounces is a little more than halfway. So always important to measure drinks, especially juices or anything that's sugar sweetened, just so you know and you have an idea of how much you're actually putting in your body.
For our final activity, you'll need any kind of nut butter you have at home. I'm using peanut butter. A large spoon from your kitchen, and then finally a measure tablespoon. All right, the last activity I have from my measuring activity is some peanut butter. So the serving size for peanut butter or any kind of nut butter is typically 2 tablespoons. And what I wanted to do was use my larger spoon, which I think most people would think is a tablespoon. So I'm going to use that, and then I have my actual tablespoon measure, and I want to see how they compare. So I've heard people say this is a tablespoon. So let's go ahead and I guess we would take 2 of these, right? Oh, maybe I didn't plan this out very well because this is going to get sticky. I'll use the back of my tablespoon. So I'm going to assume that's 1. We'll do another. Okay. All right, let's see how this measures up. Okay. So, looks pretty good. Looks like a good amount. Let's see if it is in fact 2 tablespoons. I'm just going to put it back in my bowl. Now, remember when we are measuring, they always have to be level. So we can't have a heaping amount because that will count as extra. All right, so there's 1. Oh wow, that is a lot smaller than I expected a tablespoon to be. And then here is my 2nd tablespoon. All right. Finally tricked me on one of them. All right, so this is what 2 tablespoons of peanut butter actually is. And then this is how much is left over in the bowl that I had originally measured. So I want to see how off I was. Let's go ahead and measure the rest of this. Oops. All right, so now I'm up to 3 tablespoons. All right, we've got just about 4 tablespoons. So in my head, I thought what 4 tablespoons was actually 2 tablespoons. So that one definitely stumped me, and that was a hard one. How did you guys do with the activity? Please let me know.
Hi everyone, Miss Ashley here with CEO Nutrition Education. And for today's video, we are going to be making a Spanish frittata recipe. Now this recipe can be made for breakfast, you could have it for lunch or dinner, or it can be made ahead for your week going forward. So for this recipe, what you're going to need are 2 russet potatoes. These have been boiled until fork tender and cooled. You can peel them, but we do recommend leaving the skin on. There's a lot of fiber and nutrients right in the skin that you might want to leave on. A medium yellow onion, which has been peeled and chopped and diced. And then 6 large eggs. Also, salt and pepper and vegetable oil are also needed for this recipe as well. And we have our oven preheating to 400 degrees. Okay, so now we have a skillet heating over medium on the stove, and we have our 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil already in there. We're going to add in our chopped yellow onion, cook until soft, and then add in our eggs, which we scrambled with a little bit of salt and pepper. Okay, our onions are starting to get soft and a little bit brown. We are going to add in our potatoes. I just cubed them into bite-sized bits. So we will reduce the heat a little bit just so that we don't overcook our onions. And we are going to add in our potatoes and just let the flavors combine for just a few minutes before adding our eggs. Okay, so our potatoes have been in there for just a few minutes. Now we're going to add in our scrambled egg mixture. I did flatten down the potatoes and onions with the back of my spatula just so it creates a nice even layer for the eggs to coat. And you want to make sure that your egg mixture is evenly dispersed. Think as if you were making a pie and spreading the filling evenly. Now that our egg mixture is in our skillet with the rest of our ingredients, we are going to let them set until they are about 75% done, and then pop it in the oven so the middle cooks the rest of the way. Okay, our frittata is out of the oven. It looks and smells delicious. I did add some of my own seasonings to it to add its own special flair. This dish is great because it's high in protein, fiber rich, and full of great nutrients. Now you could really customize this recipe by adding vegetables to it like bell peppers, or if you wanted to add spinach or even broccoli. You could also add cheese in there to increase the calcium and protein in it. But this dish is a wonderful way to prepare a meal ahead and have it for the week, and then also you can customize it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I do hope you enjoy this recipe. Give it a try and let us know what you think right in the comments. Bye everyone! It's important to eat the recommended amounts of food each day and get physical activity. To make sure you are eating the recommended amounts of food each day, try to eat foods from each food group. Use measuring cups so you know exactly how much from each food group you're getting. An easy way to increase fruit and vegetable intake are to have them washed, cut, and in containers in your fridge for easy grab-and-go snacks. Try using different cooking methods to create different flavors and textures from your usual foods. When consuming dairy products, use low-fat or fat-free dairy products. And when eating grains, try to choose whole grains. Some easy ways of being active can be playing games with your children. Having a catch, kicking a soccer ball, going for walks, or playing a game of tag can make being active fun. Try taking the stairs instead of using an elevator to increase your daily steps. During your lunch break, take a quick walk or even invite a coworker to have some company. And last but not least, help your kids be active for at least 60 minutes per day. This could be encouraging them to get outside and play or by playing games with them. Let's take a look at the food and physical activity checklist handout. What food habits do you think you could participate in to try and pick the one that you could do for this upcoming week? Pause the video while you take a look. Now take a look at the list of physical activities. What on this list do you think you could do for this upcoming week? Pause the video while you take a look. There are no right or wrong answers, and this list is not the only available options. Can you think of any other ways you could make healthy food choices or increase your activity? Let us know in the comments.